What are some decent paying jobs you can get if you were a C student in high school? Your grades in high school only matter if you're trying to get into college. Employers don't care as long as you graduate. Nobody doing the hiring is going to give a damn thing about your high school grades. Believe it or not, air traffic controller. My uncle makes $155,000 a year full federal benefits, and he was a high school dropout who obtained a JED. The job is really about a set of natural skills that only about 40% of the population has. It may be you. It also has the highest alcohol addiction and suicide rate of any civilian career due to the stress. What if you're already a suicidal alcoholic? Would that mean I'm more qualified? Someone get this man a headset. Programmer. I see that you have shown that you have proficiency in the C language. Unfortunately, C is seen as too low these days. Everyone wants C++. Employers typically want something more tangible than grades. You're more likely to get asked about the projects and groups you've been involved in, and the skill that came from those opportunities, than being asked for your transcripts. They want to know you got your diploma or JED, and then why you have skills for the job you're applying for. Also, side tip, if you're looking at a job that says college degree preferred or something to that effect, apply anyways. There's no promise that an applicant with a college degree will apply, and the company may need to fill the position quickly, giving you a higher chance of getting hired. It's way more important that you have a clean criminal record than be an honor student in high school. I can't figure out why more people don't get this. Agreed. Your grades only really matter for college entrance, scholarship eligibility, internships in college. Real world doesn't give two shits about your grades. Just your work ethic and experience. Go into the trades. Electrician, plumber, etc. They make bank once they get to journeyman, which takes about 4 to 5 years. Edit. Yes, it can be very hard work and hard on your body. Probably want to plan for something else beyond your mid-40s. Nobody but college admissions boards give a shit what your GPA in high school was. What do you call a doctor that gets C's in medical school? A doctor. What do you call the person who graduated last in medical school? Doctor. What do you call the person who dropped out of medical school? A dentist. An apprenticeship for any of the trades that pay well. Electrician, HVAC, plumber, etc. The US is in the middle of the largest shortage of skilled labor in its history. You will have plenty of opportunities. I don't think anyone asks about HS grades. Could be wrong. Federal government. There are thousands of job postings, many of which don't require a degree, and are open to the public and recent grads. No one cares about your high school grades except universities. Very few people hiring care about, or even ask for your college GPA, after you have some experience. High school grades don't matter, it's what you do afterwards, to get the good paying job. Politician. I'd vote for you. Like, we need more of those. There is huge demand for HVAC technicians and plumbing service professionals. After a few years of experience and some time in trade school classes, you can definitely start making a good living. Cam girl. That's for F grades. Dang. I figured double D grades. Are you saying just HS education? I dropped out failing in HS. Cleaned up, got a mechanical engineering degree, and I'm bankrolling now. Software engineer, apparently. Pays nice. Eventually people see your commitment to doing the bare minimum to get by as efficiency. Never give up. My favorite high school teacher, and coincidentally my favorite college professor, Said nobody outside these walls are going to care if you passed with a D or an A. All they care about is whether or not you passed. College added on, there's no such thing as a C diploma or an A diploma. Any job in the world. High school grades affect college acceptance and nothing more. Hey friend. Take it from a former C grade student. During the parent-teacher interviews in my senior years, I was told by my careers advisor to give up my dreams on being an engineer because I was behind the other students. But guess who's an engineer now? Fuck you, Ms. Bird. It's about finding something you wanna do, and that can be daunting. But if you want it enough, you will find avenues to where you wanna be, dude. So don't worry about your high school grades. Show them you have work ethic, and that you're willing to put in the hard yards. Depends on where you are. In Seattle, most of my server friends make between 50-80k a year, working 20 to 30 hours a week with zero notable education. I'm moving to Seattle right now. 80k slasher in Seattle is poverty. Oh. Unpacking. Oh, don't worry about grade C, lol. Apply yourself correctly, and there's no stopping you. You know what they call the doctor with the lowest grade after he's graduated? A doctor. The real rub of it is, the best thing to do is get a few community college courses under your belt. If you have a college GPA, most hiring places won't look at your high school transcript. Or, being licensed in most trades are a sure bet. Trash man. They can get 40k a year. When I was in HS, I got nothing better than a D. But I was smart, just bored. I joined the Navy nuclear power program and passed the training. I'm no longer in nuclear power, but my non-college graduated friends who are working at the local nuclear power plant after being in the Navy are making six figures. So if you got nothing but a C, just because you wanted to be someplace else but relatively intelligent, there's an option for you. Go to community college. Bust your ass and transfer into a great university. Just cause you choose to do subpar in high school does not mean your life in any means should be held back. High school grades show that you can follow direction when asked. If a job came down to two equal candidates, where one has 2.5 and the other has a 3.8, it may be the difference. I think communication skills are most important in an interview though. If you were decent with numbers and practical math, look into machining. I was a D student, and I'm currently making $20 an hour in a state where the minimum wage is like $8. President George W. Bush was a C student in college, but since he was extremely well connected, it didn't really matter. If you don't have connections or family money, you really need to make an effort to compensate by being more competitive. To get into a good school and get scholarships, you really need those grades. After that, well, the trades are always looking for good people to enter. We still need electricians, plumbers, carpenters, pipe fitters, painters, roofers, etc. You can go to a trade school instead and possibly do just as well as some college folks. College isn't for everyone, but the trades are looking for new folks. Nobody has ever asked me about my grades at any level of education during the hiring process. Why you're a C student is the bigger issue. If it's a work ethic issue, and you put off essential tasks to smoke pot and play Fortnite, then you're probably not going to do so well in the workforce in most cases. I was a terrible student in high school because I was bored out of my mind from learning little of any consequence outside of the academic world. Once I started learning things that were interesting and important, I became a great student almost overnight. Realistically, if you are planning / are going to college, high school grades don't matter at all. Even college grades don't matter after your first job. The degree matters more. Really good grades are just necessary if you plan to go further and further into higher ed, high school to college, college to master's/PhD. It's true. No one cares about high school grades. Postal Service USPS always hiring, you just gotta be willing to work. But $18.56 starting ain't bad. Go to community college for 1 year. Then say graduated high school with college experience. Say the degree is in progress. It sounds ridiculous, but it works. Doesn't even have to be a year. Do a semester. True, it's more about the in progress part. Then don't go back if you don't want. Say you are overworked. Just remember, if it were easy, everyone would do it. Whether you were straight A's or flunked out, you will need to work hard to succeed. There are no free passes to becoming middle class. I barely passed high school. I'm a lawyer now. Just work your ass off, and most normal professions will be in reach. So you must have kicked ass in college. Whatever you want. I was a D student and graduated top of my class in college. Grades mean all in the real world, unless you plan to be a doctor, lawyer, etc. Software developer. If you can code, take feedback, and speak, I don't care if you passed first grade. Start a church, preach crazy thing, and ask for money. Based on my experience with job hunting, employers don't even ask for proof of HS diploma, let alone your grades. As long as you graduate, you're good. With proper training, you can get any job. If I could go back, I would have become a welder rather than going to college. Electrician. My husband dropped out and got his JED, went on to get his LE, and makes closet to $35 an hour Monday through Friday, 40+ hours a week with benefits. President of the United States. Truck driver. Should be able to get around $60K, the very least, your first full calendar year. I was a C student in high school and college, and I became a medical doctor. All of them. Your grades in high school don't mean anything.